everybody, and welcome back to another 6-scale figure review with me, your host, that Mania. And today, it's going to be a fun week because we have the Threezero Zeo Power Rangers finally in hand. A nice 5-pack of Rangers. So how we're going to do this, I'm going to do it in a way where I have smaller videos of each individual Ranger, Zeo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then at the end of the week, if you just want to wait for that, we're going to have all the Rangers together, just make it one long video. But, you know, sometimes somebody just buys an individual, like Zeo Red or Zeo Blue for some reason. So I like to break it down, give people the opportunity to just see the one that they want. So that's how we'll be doing it. So if you're here for the individual Ranger, then welcome to the video. If you're here for the mega review, then strap in, it's going to be a good one. So here's the box. Nice box. I like it. It's them holding their super weapon that they always have to have so they could blow up the monster at the end, and it makes them feel better about themselves. I like it. I like the art around it. On the back here, we have some just defining shots. We got some pictures of the gun. We got them all calling their Zords at the bottom. We got all this good stuff. On the top here, it does have the Zeo logo. The side has some Zeo stuff. Bottom has some regular boring stuff, and the side here does show our 5 Rangers once again. So, depending on which video you are watching, we are going to move on to the next part. So we're going to start here today in order, Zeo 1 Pink. So, the Pink Ranger is a weird one, because, you know, I like the pink. It's a nice, crisp color, but boy, that helmet is something hard to look at. They got, like scuba diver head thing going on here. It's odd. Everyone else has, like, a decent shape, but hers is just, like, oval. There are some stitching issues that I would like to complain about in the next part, but for the most part, it is Zeo Pink. It does have all those clean Zeo colors, and I'm very excited to talk about her a little bit more, and then eventually just get all the Pink Rangers together, see how those look. So why don't we move her off of the spinning turntable here and talk about everything the figure comes with. So accessory wise, this is pretty straightforward. You know, Power Rangers, they don't really carry a lot. They carry just enough to beat up a bunch of robots, especially in this case because it is King Mondo and his Machine Empire. So they do carry this awesome looking blaster. It's got some Zeo kind of shapulars on it. It is a nice crisp white. This is honestly something I'd expect to see out of SPD more than Zeo, because it's got that red light on the back that makes it look like a police siren kind of thing. It does open up so you can make the mega gun at the end. There is some magnetism in there, and this does come off, but we're going to deal with that later on. Excuse the dogs in the background. They are actively trying to kill each other. Not a Michael Vick way. Not a Michael Vick way. They just like to run around the table and pretend like they're killing each other. So, we also have our little Zeo sword, which does extend like a radio antenna. And when you do extend it, you can take this piece off, and it comes with a bigger piece, so it looks a little bit more fitting. And it does look neat for the most part. It does just look like a radio antenna, though. And be careful with that, because that is something that will definitely break if you're not careful. Then we have, of course, our main Ranger weapon, the Pink Ranger Lame Shield. So, everyone else gets an attack weapon. Pink Ranger gets a shield. It looks neat. I like the pink around it. You know, you got your Zeo shapulars in there. Zeo, all about the shapes. You know, that's just how it is. But it looks neat, I guess. You know, when Pink Ranger throws her mighty shield, all of King Mondo's Machine Empire must yield. So here's the Pink Ranger, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. This big eyeball thing right here. I think if it was smaller, it probably would look better. But if it was smaller, it would clash with the Yellow Ranger one. So she just gets this big bulbous circle on her face, which, granted, she's probably got the best vision of all of the Power Rangers currently, because everyone else, other than... No, actually, probably just better than Yellow, because her vision is split right in the middle. So she just ends up with this, like, heinous, bulbous head, and I do not like it. But I bought it anyway. So we, like I said, we have this big... Hold on, let me get out my pointing stick here. Big, ugly, bulbous oval here. And we have this little indent here, which is something not all of them have as profusely. No, I guess they do all have it. Maybe I'm just... No, so only the Red Ranger does not have that. So they all have this little indent here for some reason as well. And you can see they have these succulent Ranger lips, which is my least favorite thing. When did we get rid of Ranger lips? Do they have them in Turbo? I can't remember. But succulent Ranger lips have never been my favorite thing in the world. So I'm glad that we got rid of those a while ago. And other than that, it is just straight pink helmet all the way around. Cool spin move. Coming down, we do have some Zeo stuff going on here. We've got this right around the neck here, which does look cool. It adds a nice splash of gold, where gold definitely was not previously splashed. You can see some of the seams and the sewing are a little vibrant. Like, it's very visible in the back, which, granted, most people aren't going to be looking at the back of their Rangers as much. But, like, when you do look at it, it looks rough, because here it's ugly, and down here a little bit more. It's also ugly. But we got more Zeo stuff going on here. It's a nice breakup color thing. I like that white in the middle. It really calls to me. Then we have obviously our pink stuff. We're Pink Ranger. We've got our gauntlets. We've got our belt, which does have a holster here for the blaster and a holster here for the sword. We do have iconic Pink Ranger skirt, which likes to bunch up, and it has these lines here, and I don't know why, because I can't get I don't know if the belt is supposed to cover it, but I can't get the belt to go low enough, and the skirt likes to really bunch up. You can see back here, it's like bunched up. It's got the lines here, and it just, if you're looking at this Ranger from the back, it's not looking great, because I just can't get it to sit as comfortably down as I want it to, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, coming back to the front, we do just have our straight pink legs until we get to the boots here, which do have a little bit more Zeo shapulars up at the top. And then the boots are this white with a little bit of a heel. They all have a heel. I didn't even notice that. So that's a little silly of them. I don't know why you would ever subject yourself to heels willingly. But you know what? Power Rangers, they do what they want. So Pink Ranger here, definitely an interesting start to an interesting line of figures. That's Zeo 1. Anyway, let's move on. Put her down in Articulation. And move on to Zeo 2. So here we have Zeo Pink next to Mighty Morphin Pink. And the first thing I really noticed is the vibrant change in pink. This one's kind of a little bit more purpley, like a magenta-ish. This one feels a bit more natural pink. The helmets are the same color, but the outfits are a different color, and it's weird. I don't know in my mind if they're supposed to be the same color, because I can't remember. You know, I'm not an avid. I don't wake up every morning and watch Zeo Power Rangers. Unfortunately, you know, most people, somebody might out there. But I did not avidly watch Zeo Power Rangers every morning. This morning, you know, I woke up and I was like, I just gotta watch Zeo, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get around to it, you know. I was just so tired, and then this guy showed up, and I had to make my video. So I missed my morning Zeo. I'm sorry, guys. But they do look really nice next to each other. I'm very happy about that. But we do have a couple more pinks, so. Now, I know Kimberly was not the Pink Ranger in Zeo, but I was like, you know what? I might as well just pull up the whole the Pink Ranger collection that I have so far. 3 being Mighty Morphin and 1 being Zeo. It's a nice Pink Ranger collection so far. Obviously, there's room for improvement. There are a few other Pink Rangers out in the world. Not many anymore. Pink Ranger kind of fell off. Yellow stayed. But pink hasn't been as prevalent in the last couple. Yeah, not really at all. So here is the Pink Ranger collection. And they do look good. And I'm happy to have Zeo in the collection now. And I think it'll look fine with the rest of these guys. It's just, she looks really odd with her Megamind shaped head and bulbous eyeball. But enough about pink. Let's move on and actually do the articulation that I accidentally said previously that we were supposed to do. So, Pink Ranger here does have a life-ending 360 degrees with it up that far and it down that far, and the head comes off. Back and forth action. Arm goes up that far. Remember, this is a Power Ranger and this is all fabric. So, arm will go up that far. Arm will go back that far. Some solid crunch. Just make sure to fix your belt afterwards. A near perfect spread. Leg goes up that far. Leg goes back further than most legs in a 6 scale figure. Great bend at the knee here, and free ankle articulation. Thank you, please. So, this figure can pose, let me tell you, and we are going to use that. Let's move on to the end of the video. So, if there's one thing I can complain about with all of these Threezero figures, it's the fact that they couldn't just add like a $10 display base that's colored. I think just the flat little circle ones with a crotch grabber, if it was just colored in the color of the Ranger, I'd be happy. I don't know why they don't just add a display base, because it's annoying now. Because sometimes they don't like to stand, because they are kind of wiggly guys. This one is fine. The joints are nice and tight on most of my Zeo figures so far. But I just feel like a display base would go a long way, especially with the Mighty Morphin ones. Those do not like to stand on their own, and they never have. But other than that, it does look good. It does look like Zeo Pink, despite Zeo Pink looking a little foolish on herself. So I can't fault them there, because they did exactly what they needed to. They made it look like the Ranger. So, I'm happy overall. And I'm more excited that I have 4 more Rangers to talk about this week. So, good Ranger. Hopefully a great set overall. I'm hoping that we get some good stuff out of this, because I love Power Rangers. These guys rock. And I never watched Zeo as a kid. I was Mighty Morphin, and then I didn't watch again until, like, Dino Thunder. So, I missed a lot in that, like, Saban early era, so I never really watched Turbo or Space or Lost Galaxy. I started watching Lightspeed Rescue. Time Force was good. But yes, going back and collecting some of these older ones that I never got a chance to watch, and now going back and watching them, I get to appreciate them just that little bit more. And I can tell you, I definitely appreciate these Zeo Rangers, because they are cool guys. And I'm very excited to be adding them to the collection. Anyway, if you're picking up any of these Zeo Rangers or any Power Ranger in 6 scale form at all, feel free to watch the rest of these videos, because, I am the #1 6 scale Power Rangers reviewer of all time, trademark patent pending. And I absolutely love doing this. This is great. This is fantastic. I'm so excited to talk about the other 4 Rangers. This is going to be a fun week. It might get a little overwhelming, but in the long run, boy, is it going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. So buckle in, strap in. We're going to have a good week. We're going to have a good long week. We're going to have a good hard long week. Yeah. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, because the channel's been doing really nicely recently, and I'd love to keep that momentum up, especially on a Power Rangers week such as this. These are always the fun ones. I love the Power Rangers week stuff. and, like the video. If if I'm doing something right and you like it, please feel free to let me know that you like it by liking it. And with all of that out of the way, I've been me and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.